Some stories aren't told. They awaken on their own. Welcome to Whispers Beyond. In New Orleans, some stories don't fade with time. They settle into the walls, travel through whispers, and linger in the dark. This is one of those stories. A love that began pure, a wedding in preparation, and an unseen third presence lurking just beyond the ordinary. Michael was 30 years old. He worked at an advertising agency in the city. Quiet, introverted, well-mannered, and distant from crowded social life. He had been raised, not by his busy parents, but by his grandparents. His grandfather, especially, had been like a father to him. The old man's death left a hollow space in Michael's life that never truly healed. Emily was 27, an elementary school teacher. She had met Michael in college, and they had been together for years. Unlike him, she was outgoing, bright, social, and full of energy. Their differences complemented each other perfectly. Friends often told them, "What one of you lacks, the other has. You're made for each other." Michael had proposed. The families met. The wedding date was set. They were already living together. Everything was unfolding exactly as it should. Until that night. One night, Michael dreamt of a woman. He couldn't see her face clearly, but her silhouette was unmistakable. Tall, thin, wearing a long black dress, with waist-length black hair. She stepped out of the darkness and moved toward him. Slowly, in the dream, Michael felt a deep, paralyzing unease. The woman came close to his face and whispered, "You're mine. You belong to me." Michael woke up drenched in sweat. Emily was asleep beside him. He blamed it on stress, exhaustion, wedding pressure, and forced himself to ignore it. But that dream was only the beginning. In the days that followed, strange things began to happen around Emily. After showering, when she brushed her hair, she found long jet-black strands tangled in her comb. She began finding more of them. In the bed, in the bathroom sink, on the carpet, on the sofa. Emily's hair was light brown and fine. These were thick, dark, and long. Michael saw some of the hairs too. It unnerved them both, but they dismissed it at first. Maybe from an old guest, maybe from somewhere else. They didn't want to accuse each other, so they stayed quiet. Michael's dreams didn't stop. The same woman, the same black dress, the same darkness. Her eyes seemed to glow like coal in the shadows. This time, her whisper was clearer. "You were chosen. You're mine." One night, Emily woke up choking, as if someone were covering her mouth and nose with their hands. She gasped and pushed at Michael in panic. He woke, startled, and rushed to open the windows, trying to help her breathe. But the air in the room felt heavy, thick, And wrong. A few days later, Michael dreamed again. The woman was closer than ever. He couldn't move. She leaned in and spoke with a chilling certainty. "My name is Raven. I've been with you since the day I saw you. Forget her. You're mine." Michael jolted awake, heart pounding. Emily saw his panic, but he kept the details to himself. She, meanwhile, was becoming more withdrawn, pale, and tense with each passing day. One evening, Emily found another clump of long black hair in the bathroom. The same dark strands appeared in the rug, on the couch, even tangled in the sheets. The strange presence, whatever it was, became impossible to ignore. Then came the moment that cracked Emily's composure. She spotted red, raw scratches on Michael's neck, arms, and shoulders. Deep marks, human nail marks. She stared at him in shock. "What is this? Who did this to you? Is there someone else?" Michael swore over and over. "There's no one but you. I don't know where they came from." Emily didn't fully believe him, but she said nothing. The black hairs kept showing up. Everywhere. Her mother noticed her daughter's fading spirit. The silence, the anxiety, the lack of sleep. She asked, "Is something happening between you and Michael? Are you hiding something?" Emily couldn't explain. She only said, "I don't feel right. It feels like someone else is with us." Her mother insisted on taking her to see someone she trusted, a spiritual woman who lived in one of the old districts of New Orleans. Emily resisted but finally agreed. Michael went along reluctantly. The woman who opened the door was old, sharp-eyed, and still as stone. She didn't ask their names. She looked straight at Michael and said, "Something came with you." And it didn't ask permission. Emily and her mother explained the tension, the fear, the hair. Michael blamed stress and exhaustion. The woman didn't argue. She simply prepared a bowl of salt, vinegar, and herbs, mixed with water, and instructed Emily to wash her hands and neck with it that night. Then she gave Emily a small protective charm. "He has to keep this on him," she said. "It won't stop her completely, but it'll keep her from getting too close." Back home, Emily handed the charm to Michael. He didn't even look at it twice. He threw it straight into the trash. "Don't ever bring this crap into our house again." That decision sealed what was coming. That night, Michael dreamed again. Raven stood in the dark, closer than ever. "If you marry her," she whispered, "I will take her on your wedding night." Meanwhile, Emily was trying to keep working, trying to stay sane. But one morning at school, she was writing on the board when her hand locked up. Her fingers froze around the chalk. She turned toward the back of the classroom and saw a woman sitting alone in the last row. Long black hair, a dead white face, black eyes, silent, staring directly at her. Emily blinked. The woman was gone. That evening, she told Michael what she'd seen. He insisted they go to a psychiatrist. The doctor explained stress, panic, nightmares, sleep deprivation, and prescribed light medication for both of them. For a short while, things seemed normal again. They slept better. They argued less. Wedding preparations continued. Then came the bridal gathering. A warm, cheerful evening at Emily's aunt's house. Music, laughter, decorations. Until one of the women needing a decorative mixture felt something wrap around her finger. She pulled it out. A long, thick, black strand of hair. Everyone laughed it off. Everyone except Emily. Her smile died instantly. That night, back at home, Emily washed off the dye on her palms. When the reddish stain faded, the center of her left hand was oddly bare. A hollow circle with a ring of color around it. It looked like an eye. Her palm tingled and burned until morning. The wedding day arrived. The venue was decorated. Guests filled the seats. Michael and Emily looked composed from the outside, but their eyes betrayed the weight inside them. Moments before the ceremony, the lights flickered. The chandeliers buzzed and dimmed, then came back. People whispered about nerves and superstition. Michael signed the marriage license without trouble. Emily took the pen, or tried to. Her wrist seized. Her fingers locked tight. The pen slipped and hit the floor. She forced herself to pick it up and scribbled her name. As the book was passed to the witnesses, a black hair slipped out from between the pages. No one but Emily noticed. The photographer later said he kept seeing something behind them. A blur. A shape. A shadow too solid to be smoke, too faint to be human. He erased dozens of pictures. He still regrets that. After the reception, the couple went home. Emily went to change out of her dress. Michael sat on the edge of the bed on his usual side, shoulders hunched, breathing uneven. When Emily stepped into the room, he didn't look up at first. She moved closer. "Michael, are you okay?" Slowly, he lifted his head. Emily froze. His irises were gone, replaced by pitch-black pools swallowing all color. The whites of his eyes nearly vanished. Emily stepped back in horror. Michael stood up slowly. When he spoke, it wasn't his voice. "My turn." Emily ran. She reached the front door and grabbed the handle, but the lock snapped shut from the inside with sharp metallic clicks. Michael walked toward the kitchen, as if guided by something unseen, and opened a drawer. He took out a large kitchen knife. "Please," Emily cried. "Michael, please stop. Listen to me." But the footsteps behind her were not his. Neighbors heard the screaming. Someone pounded on the door. Someone else called the police. But by the time officers forced their way in, it was too late. Emily lay on the floor in a pool of blood, a wound straight to the heart. Michael was on his knees, rocking back and forth, mumbling the same words over and over. "It wasn't me. She did it. She did it. She did it." His hands were shaking, his eyes empty. his suit stained with red. No one believed what he said afterward. Not the police, not the lawyers, not the court. Nightmares, hair, shadows, choking, warnings, all dismissed as delusion, stress, or psychosis. Michael was sent away, locked up under psychiatric supervision. But those who lived nearby still talk about it. Some say he spent too much time in the cemetery after his grandfather died, sitting alone among the tombs. Some say certain people are born open, easy to touch, easy to claim. Some say throwing away the charm invited what was already waiting. They say one last thing too. Spirits don't always haunt houses. Sometimes they haunt people. And when a spirit falls in love with you, loving someone else can get them killed. And maybe this was just one story among many. The story ends here, but they don't stop watching. Before you go, subscribe, like, and share, or the whispers may follow you home.